Hey guys, how's it going? So, if you follow me on Tumblr or on Instagram, you probably know by now that I'm a huge fan of To Kill a Mockingbird, and just like all other fans of the novel, I was very excited about Go Set, Watchman. And so, because of that, I tried to the best of my ability to keep up with all the news and buzz about Go Set, Watchman. And of course, along the way, I read about all sorts of controversies about the book, one of which is the fact that apparently the character of Atticus Finch, who is portrayed in To Kill a Mockingbird as this righteous man who believes in equality for all, is now being portrayed in Go Set, Watchman as a racist. And of course, this brought up a lot of, I guess, disappointment, for a lack of a better word, amongst fans because Atticus was pretty much a hero, really, in To Kill a Mockingbird. And for him to suddenly be portrayed in such a dark and sinister manner is something that was very shocking for many, including myself. And seeing how everyone was very upset about this, I started to kind of think about this whole issue a little bit. And at some point, I thought to myself, well, you know, Atticus Finch is a lawyer. And a lawyer's job, at least in a very, very basic sense, is to defend the client. And that's exactly what Atticus did in To Kill a Mockingbird. He was given the task of defending Tom Robinson, a black man, and he did. He defended this man, he stood by his side, and pretty much, not really pretty much, but really fought for him, despite the fact that everybody else in the town wanted to kill this guy. He did all of that because he is a lawyer, or rather a good and principled lawyer, and he was simply doing his job. Um, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, him defending Tom Robinson, is that necessarily heroic? I would say so. I would say it is heroic in the sense that despite all the adversities, despite all the hurdles that were in front of him, he still went and defended this man. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's not a racist or that he never experienced internal conflict. You guys have to remember that this story was set in Alabama, in the South, in the 1930s, during a time when racism in America was a whole lot more blatant and a whole lot more violent, and really it was considered the norm. Really, nobody really gave two shits about racism back then because it was something that was practiced kind of every day, especially in the South. And Atticus is a middle-aged white southern man, so basically he was born and raised into this whole mentality. And so for him to suddenly defend a black man, there's definitely a chance that he experienced some type of conflict. There's a possibility that at some point he thought, what should I do? Should I do things based on what I believe in, or should I do things based on what I'm supposed to do? I'm not saying that that's, the case, but I'm just saying there's that possibility. There's definitely that possibility. And the other thing that you guys have to remember is the fact that To Kill a Mockingbird was told through Scout's perspective, a child. And maybe that's another reason why Atticus seemed so heroic, because he was being portrayed through a child's perspective, through his daughter's perspective. So there's definitely that possibility that maybe the reason why he seemed such, a larger than life kind of figure is because he was being described through his own daughter's perspective. So yeah, that's pretty much all I really wanted to say, because again, like I said, people were very upset about this. And they were all saying like, oh, I'm not gonna read Go Set or Watchmen because it portrays Atticus as a racist, and any book where Atticus is portrayed a racist is not a book worthy of reading. And I just thought, well, maybe you guys should kind of slow down a little bit and just think about things, for a while. So yeah, that's really pretty much it. I just wanted to give my 2 cents about the topic. And yeah, bye.